All right, guys, welcome back to Super Quarters. Before we get going, I just wanted to tell you we have a brand new school group. That's SKOOL. Links in the description. It's free to join, and we give tips on how to get placements for your machines, how to get your machines, how they work, etc. So join the school group, hang out, and introduce yourself in the thing, and me and my friends will chat with you. Anyway, apart from Quarter Cult, what we're working on here at Super Quarters is getting these machines fixed up and ready for placement. This machine directly in front of you already has a place it's going to go in a barber shop. I need to attach it to its base, throw some weights in its base, and drop it off. That one I'm actually dropping off for a Quarter Cult member, and he will run that and he'll make the money. He owns the machine. I'm just helping him out because he's a cult member, and we all help each other out. He's helped me out plenty too. Anyway, let's talk about how these machines work. Here we have the classic all-star machine. This is from the 80s or 90s. This is one of the most desirable machine types. This is my second favorite machine type. My first favorite machine type isn't actually here. They're all out on route. However, this one is a 6-head unit, a little harder to place because you need a bigger location. And this one opens from the back. Some people don't like that. I don't really care. And now you can see they all have these aluminum hoppers. These fill up with your cards. And let me show you the cards real quick. These are the cards. And you're gonna fill these cards with your stickers, Pokemon cards, whatever it is. Then you put them all in a big pile like this, and you stack them in the back here. And you can see this here, that's a weight. That weight goes on top of it. Now look at the design of the weight. It's got a hole in it, and it's got that little guy. What does the little dongle do? Well, it falls into that hole there. What's that hole do? It stops it from working. So when you run out, it falls into that hole, and this can't go back and forth. The reason why this goes back and forth is to dispense your card. Can't believe it works, but it does every single time. Anyway, so if you're out of cards and the weight goes to the bottom, the little dongle falls through the hole and it no longer dispenses, which is a great little feature because when you're out of cards, it's not going to be eating money. People just think the machine is broken, and so you don't ever want it to be out. You want to be checking it before that, but it won't just be stealing people's money, which is great. The older machines didn't have that. They also had a different size of card, so that's why we get these machines instead. Anyway, these are quarter slides, and you probably recognize these from like laundromats or pool tables, whatever. They're the same thing. Now they come in there's two different companies, both made in America, that manufacture these. One is ESD. That's what these two are. And you can see there's different generations of each type. Different sizes too. This one takes 5 quarters, this one takes 5 quarters, but they're just, I don't know, different years made, even though they're both made by ESD. Plastic, not plastic, a lot of differences. Then you also have Greenwald, my preferred. I like the Greenwald ones better. You can see this one's inside. It's because it's locked, because it fell into that little dongle, that little thing fell into the hole, like I was telling you about, bloop, and now it's locked in. That's how you know it's empty. Anyway, these are vertical 8 sliders, and these are vertical 5 sliders. What the difference is this takes 5 quarters, and this takes up to 8, so that takes up to $2. I gotta clean all this off from all the foam dust from building surfboards in here, etc. But they all fit into the same rectangular hole. Now, I've only been able to find up to $2 that fit in these, and I do have to buy the $2 ones separate because none of these machines ever come with a $2 slide. They come with up to a vertical 5 slide, and they're usually set to 50 cents like this one because they haven't been used since iCarly was on TV and, you know, inflation. So, all that to say, I prefer the Greenwald vertical 5 or vertical 8 sliders over the ESD. However, the ESD are in operation in my machines all around town, and they're doing fine. The Greenwald seem to break a little less. Here's also, this is a Greenwald vertical 4. Like I said, they all come in different sizes, arrangements, etc. But they all fit in there. You can even see like the backgrounds are a little different, but they all fit. This is where your card comes out. The slide pushes it in, pulls it out. It's mechanical, completely mechanical. That's why they don't break so much, and it's pretty great. Now this style of machine, I believe this was manufactured by Northwestern. That was manufactured by All-Star. To refill this one, you need to open the top. And this is what I actually dislike about this style of machine. Although I use them, I have them. You gotta open the top, and then you can slide this out. Now, what's nice about that, you can see the weights in there doing nothing right now. What's nice about that is that you can operate it from the front. So if this is tucked into a corner in your shop, you don't have to move around to the back or pull out the big heavy unit to do with anything. And the quarters you accept right from the front there too. So that's pretty nice. The other nice thing about these units is that if you want to break them down, they pretty much break down flat pack. This is another one of these units, and I'll show you why this one's broken down. But when you put them back together, you better figure out exactly where every bolt and every little thing went, and it can't be backwards or upside down or anything. These are not like, it has to be exactly how it was, or it won't fit all back in. So pay attention when you take out the screws. Pay attention when there's like little weird brackets behind the slides. Those things need to be exactly how they were, or else it's not going to work. It can be annoying. My first one, I spent a weekend being annoyed. Anyway, what's cool about these though is that I've found you can kind of chop and drop them. So I've shortened this one, and I am finishing up the programming for this machine, and it will become something else, but we'll get back to that later and not talk about it too much yet. However, that is what I appreciate about these, is that I can alter them very easily versus these machines out here. I couldn't lower this. I couldn't chop and drop that, you know. Whereas this, all I did was take out this whole section and replace it with whatever I want. It's pretty cool, right? Anyway, and that leaves me with an extra one of these, which, you know, in the time that I'm not doing these, I build surfboards, which is just like not that different from building sculptures. It's just foam and fiberglass and epoxy and putting things together in shapes that you imagine. So what I'm imagining with these is that I can rebuild this into a completely separate vending machine, maybe that looks like something, like an animal or, you know, something exciting, and do that. And then I can use the other parts to do these custom coated machines that I'm doing that will have potentially screens, sound. I'm not doing lights though. I think it's cheesy. I think people want this like nostalgia, cool, old look. You know what I mean? Like it feels like a gumball machine type thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's how these work. Like I said, we've got a new group on School. Join us. It's free to join, and you're gonna meet some interesting artists who make stickers. We finish machines up. We find these machines and we hoard them for our own cult-like purposes. And yeah, join us.